you're watching GearZ, brought to you by Holley Performance Products. Fuel your passion. And Cornwell Tools, the choice of professionals.
There's no doubt that Pontiac was a major player in the development of the American muscle car. When the GTO hit the streets in 1964, it started the muscle car war that resulted in some of the greatest cars the world has ever seen. Then in the 70s, when things had died down and the streets were full of four-cylinder Pintos and Vegas and Gremlins, Pontiac struck again with a black and gold Trans Am driven by a bandit, followed by a snowman.
Well, the more wheels you got, the better I like it. I'm the brother of a truck driving mother, boogity 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 boogity.
And chased by a Smoky.
Daddy, the top came off. No
The resulting hysteria started the desire for American muscle all over again. The 80s was another hit for Pontiac, as a new body style, equipped with futuristic intelligence, helped solve crimes on the small screen. Unfortunately, by the early 2000s, it was all over, as GM surprised the world by pulling the plug on Pontiac and not only killing the brand, but also putting an end to what was arguably their hottest car to date, the 98 to 02 LS-powered Trans Am. Now, why GM would decide to do something like that is anybody's guess, but it probably had something to do with the fact that these LS-powered Trans Ams and the Camaro would run right with the Corvette back then. And that's not a real smart thing to do if you're part of the GM family. Yeah, so that eventually became bad news for Pontiac, but it's good news for us because now there are literally thousands of these cars out there used. They're still in good shape and they're affordable. The proof of that is sitting right here in front of you. Take a look. This is a well-worn 98 Trans Am that we picked up for a few $1,000s. Now it has 160,000 miles on it, but it was well maintained, so the motor is still strong. So that is a big plus. The body is really solid with no rust, no serious damage. Just the typical dings and cracks and scratches that you're going to find on a used car. The interior is surprisingly good, with no rips in the seats or the door panels, and of course you have some cracks in the dash. The suspension and brakes, on the other hand, those are shot, and everything is loose and sloppy and worn out, so this thing does not handle or stop very well. The stock wheels and tires are okay, but those never looked right on these cars because they were too small and skinny to handle what these cars were capable of, especially when it came to handling. So we're going to show you how easy it is to take a 20-year-old performance car and bring it up to current performance levels. And the first thing we need to do is clean this thing up. Man, this thing is a mess. Wow.